This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. And now also available on the AB4WS radio show YouTube channel. This week, Robert, K4PKM, announced that he has decided not to continue the newcomer Nelmer's Net on the Okayan Amateur Radio Society 146.670 repeater. Robert said that unlike over 10 years ago, when the net started, today there are numerous places for new hams to get help, instruction, and ideas for learning about amateur radio from podcasts, YouTube, blogs, and websites, which are all a great thing. He suggests that if you have a question and are looking for answers, to bring up your questions on the Tech Talk Net, held every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on the 146.670 repeater with a PL tone of 123.0. The entire amateur radio community thanks Robert, K4PKM, for the great work, time, and effort he has spent with the newcomer Nelmer's Net through the years. Those of us who have taken similar undertakings realize the substantial amount of time, work, and effort that Robert put forth, and thank him immensely for his labor of love. Congratulations to the following new hams who successfully passed their test session, sponsored by the Bardstown American Legion Post number 42 Amateur Radio Club. J.D. Steenbergen III, KR4BPA of Meade County, Kentucky. Isaac Chambers, KR4BLZ, 13 years old, from Jefferson County. And Devin Carr, KR4BNL, 19 years old, from Nelson County. Congratulations to several new hams and an upgrade who passed their exams at the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club Amateur Radio Exam Session last week. Ken Shepard, KR4BMB. Evan Krim, KF4DLI. Nate Filler, KR4BMA. And Fiona Caudill, KR4BRO. And all passed their technician class licenses and are welcome into the wonderful hobby of ham radio. Beth Roberts, KR4BMR, not only passed her technician license exam, but passed her general class exam. Upgrading to general at the exam session was Betsy Stockman, KR4AOY. Congratulations! We are all saddened to learn that Frank Carvel, K4FRC of Paducah, Kentucky, has become a silent key. Frank was a regular on the Kentucky phone net and served as net control for some time. He had the fortune of having two very successful careers in both commercial broadcasting and in teaching and coaching in public education. He spent 33 years on the air as the morning team of Frank and John on WKYX in Paducah, Kentucky, and also retired as a middle school and high school teacher of American history and Civil War studies, as well as a high school football coach. He authored a number of books on the American Civil War. I am sure Frank will be judged by what he believes and who he stands up for and for whom he protects. His signals are greatly missed. It's that time of year when our attention goes to the weather, and amateur radio operators who have completed the official weather spotter training courses from the National Weather Service are a valuable commodity in our communities. There will be 2 virtual training classes in March. The first will be on March 4th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. hosted by the Indianapolis Weather Service, but is open to all hams in our area. The second will be hosted by the National Weather Service in Wilmington, Ohio on March 18th from 7 to 9 p.m. The National Weather Service in Wilmington, Ohio will hold in-person spotter classes in Dayton on March 8th, Richmond, Indiana on March 17th, Wilmington, Ohio on March 19th, and Alexandria, Kentucky on April 22nd. To sign up for any of the storm spotter training classes, you must register in advance at weather.gov/ILN/spotter training schedule. The Okayan Amateur Radio Society and the Queen City Emergency Net are discussing ways to celebrate the World Amateur Radio Day on the 100th anniversary of IARU on April 18th. They're looking to find a public place to set up and celebrate while demonstrating the wonderful world of amateur radio to the general public. They are looking for a venue to accomplish this on Saturday, April 19th, perhaps the Cincinnati Museum Center, and also looking for volunteers to support this event. They're thinking it would run from about 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you're interested in participating, contact Tom Delaney, W8WTD. Are you interested in getting your amateur radio license, but the self-study methods just aren't working out for you? Or are you looking to upgrade to general or extra and want some formal instruction? Well, the Okayan Amateur Radio Society and the Queen City Emergency Net will once again present all classes for ham radio licenses. The sessions for Tech and Extra will take place on Saturday mornings starting March 1st and continuing through Saturday, April 5th. Tech sessions will run from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and the extra sessions will run from 9 a.m. to noon. Those wishing to upgrade to general class, the sessions will take place on Monday evenings from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. starting March 3rd and continuing to April 7th. An exam session will be held on Saturday, April 12th. All these sessions will be held at the Red Cross Building, 2111 Dana Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio. For more information, contact Tom Delaney, W8WTD. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association, known as DARA, has also scheduled amateur radio instruction for all three licensed classes. The technician classes begin on Saturday, March 22nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the DARA Clubhouse, 6619 Bellefontaine Road. For 4 Saturdays, the general class instruction begins on Saturday, April 19th at the DARA Clubhouse for the next 4 Saturdays. The extra class instruction, also called the Extreme Boot Camp, will be held on the Hamvention on Friday and Saturday mornings. Registration instructions are at the DARA website at w8bi.org. The Medina County Amateur Radio Club is providing instruction for general class amateur radio license starting March 5th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for the next 9 Wednesdays at the Medina County Career Center Room, number 246, 1101 West Liberty Street in Medina, Ohio. For more information, go to wadoc.org. The Greater Louisville Hamfest Association is looking for enthusiastic men and women who hold amateur radio licenses and are interested in organizing, promoting, and working at the Greater Louisville Hamfest 2025. These Hamfests are only great when volunteers like you show up and put in the effort. The Greater Louisville Hamfest has a long track record of having a great Hamfest because of their volunteers. So step up and contribute to your hobby. If you're interested in volunteering for the event, email volunteers@louisvillehamfest.com. On March 8th at 1 p.m., the Brunch Bunch will be meeting down on the farm at the Bob Evans Farmhouse Kitchen, 5245 North Bend Road in Montford Heights, Ohio, just off I-74.
Repeater news.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I've listed repeaters that are active in the area, separated by tabs for each band or mode, so you can easily look for just DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications. Every time I update the file, I include the date and the file name so that you know you have the latest update. To download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the file. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com and I can email you the latest file. If you see any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email that information to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Hamfests.
On March 9, 2025 is the Northern Ohio Amateur Radio Society Winter Hamfest 2025 at the Lorain County Community College John Spitzer Conference Center, Research Room, 1005 North Abbey Road in Elyria, Ohio, from 9 a.m. to noon. For more information, go to www.noars.net. On March 16, 2025, the Toledo Mobile Radio Association will hold Hamfest 2025 from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Owens Community College Student Health and Activity Center, 7315 Championship Drive in Perrysburg, Ohio. For more information, go to w8hhf.org. March 22nd, 2025 is the 49th Annual Cave City Hamfest. Gates open at 7:30 a.m. Central Time at the Cave City Convention Center in Cave City, Kentucky, just off I-65 at exit 53. Talking on the 146.940 repeater with a PL tone of 114.8. The 69th Annual Hamfest Electronic and Computer Show will be held on April 5th, 2025 at the Medio & Sons Party Center, 48 East Bath Street in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, go to cfarc-hamfest.org. Tickets are now on sale for the Dayton Hamvention, May 16th, 17th, and 18th, 2025 at the Greene County Fairgrounds in Xenia, Ohio. The 2025 theme is Radio Independence, celebrating the evolution and freedom of radio in today's world. For more information, go to hamvention.org.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On March 4th at 7 p.m., the Southern Kentucky Amateur Radio Transmitting Society in Logan County, Kentucky will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Logan County Search and Rescue Building, 101 North Thurston Drive in Russellville, Kentucky. Pre-register by emailing Bob, WB2UBW, at RHARRIS283@att.net. On March 17th at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must pre-register by emailing Mark Volstad, AI4BJ, at MVOLSTAD@TWC.com. On April 1st at 7 p.m., the Southern Kentucky Amateur Radio Transmitting Society in Logan County, Kentucky will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Logan County Search and Rescue Building, 101 North Thurston Drive in Russellville, Kentucky. Pre-register by emailing Bob, WB2UBW, at RHARRIS283@AT&T.net. Special thanks to this week's content contributors: NC9W, W8WTD, WX4GPS, KN4COE, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area. This is Jack Prindle, AB4WS, normally in Big Bone, Kentucky, but this week coming to you from sunny Florida.